Hello, everyone. I am Jaxu, sarcastic form, whatever the fuck you want to call me, and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Xuzzy.
And we are doing the BoarCast. This is a podcast where we talk about different things inside the Seven Deadly Sins gotcha game that's going to be coming out soon for global. And what we wanted to talk about today was just some stuff that we're looking forward to in the game. So why don't we start off with the features that we want to do? Why don't you go first, Zezzy?
Well, in this game, I really like how they did like the experience dungeon and all the gold dungeon in this game because later on, I don't know if Global's gonna get it first, but in the JP version, we had an update where it would auto farm, but then it would consume stamina and do it again, so you can like do it the stage like you can set it to do it like 10 times, and it'll do that stage over 10 times for you, and it's really helpful for AFK farming.
Oh yeah, especially since whenever you and I are both like full time workers at our jobs or whatever, so we usually don't have time to like just sit down and farm this game nonstop. So like the one of the things I like to do as soon as I clock in is I just pull out the phone. I'm like, okay, I want to farm this X amount of times. I set my phone down. I go do work, and by the time I go to check my phone and not do work, I'm like, oh hey, I have a crap ton of books, crap ton of stuff done. Hey, I got all this stuff farmed, and all I had to do was nothing.
Stonks.
Exactly. Investments. We are big brain.
uh,
Another thing I really liked was for like this caters to the whales, but it also caters to free to players that are wanting this certain type of unit. Was that every time you did a multi, it would fill up a little bar at the top of that banner, and after I think it was like 5 multis, you were guaranteed an SSR. Well, granted, that might not be the featured SSR or the very one SSR you want, but you at least get that guaranteed SSR. And it just made it like
yes.
it made everything so simple. And plus, like, there's a ton of like free to play sources for gems, like PvP, daily quests, boss battles, and stuff like that.
And
So,
don't forget about the towns. The towns give you
oh my god,
basically a free multi.
I love that, dude. Oh my god. Just like, okay, I have nothing to do today. I'm gonna farm this town, get a multi, get disappointed, and do it again.
Indeed.
Yeah, but the other source of SSRs I really liked was logins, like logging in every 7 days. Like it was just awesome. Like logging in, I was like, tomorrow's the SSR ticket. What am I gonna get? It was just that little hype factor that made playing the game really worth it, man.
It gives you incentive to actually log in and do like the daily stuff as well.
Yeah, because like other gotcha games like Dokkan and Alchemist Code and like other that they just kind of give you like crappy stuff, and then you'd have to wait for like the end of the month to get anything good out of it. While like for this game, it's just like every week you get an SSR, you get like stuff that you actually need. Because like the materials in this game are like really necessary, and also like you're gonna be farming them constantly, even in an in game.
Hmm.
So it's just like getting those. You're like, oh hey, I got this book today. Now I can awaken said unit instead of having to waste like 2 hours in this dungeon not getting it. And I just thought that was like really cool that they like put essential items inside there, and it made it really easy to farm. Um,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, that was like one of the main things I really liked, and it also like had free to play players who can't really get the coin shop unit, like don't really have that opportunity to pay for gems, to where like they could get SSRs for the coin shop, which is going to be useful because do it for him. Coin shop Galther is in there, and oh, once you get Galther, the game is just like on a whole nother level of easy.
Yeah, he's just basically your one way ticket to like yours like at end game. It's just
Exactly.
it's because in this game, the card system, every time you draw cards, if you put two of the same like rank together, they go up to the next rank, going all the way up to gold rank. And Galther has an ability. Basically, it's like, oh no, all my allies will get that said rank of their cards up by one for free. So it's like it just gets really stupid,
Yeah.
really. And then it really doesn't help that he also on his passive, where every time he doesn't get hit, he just gives everyone a damage bonus.
Yeah, and also like his rank 3 on that support skill gives a I think it was like a 30% attack buff if I remember right. It's either attack or
Hmm.
defense buff, but he also can seal attacks AoE with his attack skill, which is really good too for like PvP. Oh my god.
He's just
Like,
the overall package.
yeah, he's literally just like, if you need a support unit, Galder. Like, the only thing he really doesn't do is heal, but that's not a problem, because Story King makes that pretty damn easy. He's just like, oh, hey, rank 2, and statuses are removed.
Mm-hmm.
Just so good. Well, while we're on that topic, let's talk about some units that we're actually looking forward to in the game. Like, these are going to be units that are probably going to come out pretty early for Global, or some units in JP that are really strong right now that we might want to save for. Why don't you go ahead and name off a unit you really want to do?
All right. Well, as between me and my buddy here, I have a curse of not getting the red Halgrim.
Oh, same here, man. I got so pissed. I got literally everything I needed for that PvP cancer team, and I didn't even get Halgrim, and I'm just like, oh, like, it was super bad because like I got cock teased with the like green Halgrim.
Same here, buddy. So what makes this guy super good is so his passive, it's basically basic stats increase for 5% for each surviving ally character. So that's basically just 10% to all overall stats, which is pretty good. You know, this accounting that you have everyone alive. And his first ability, the Fog Wave, I'm just going to rate off the 3-star rank so you can just get the most out of it. It's inflicts 450% damage to a single enemy and reduces their ultimate gauge. And the reason why this is really powerful is just like once you're like in story mode, there's going to be some bosses that if they super you or use your ultimate in this game, it's really bad. So having that,
you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it just really hurts. It really hurts them, and plus in PvP, like that's also annoying.
King.
Then
that's like one of the things I'm not looking forward to, but like looking forward to build because I want to inflict that hurt that they inflict upon me when I played on the JP side.
Yeah, we'll get to that king in a moment. But so it's also his second ability, it's Stonito. Basically, if you get from its rank 2 or 3, it does like an okay amount of damage. But what you really use it for is for Petrify, because Petrify makes it so it removes all their buffs, which is and their debuffs. It's like double-edged sword, but it's really good, and it's basically a stun. So,
yep.
But the downside to it is you cannot attack them or it breaks it, which this is very useful for the raid events that we'll discuss probably a little bit later. But it's really good. And then his ultimate just cleanses all enemies' buffs and their stances, so it just does raw damage.
Yeah. He's so freaking good, and I didn't get him, and it just made me angry.
All right, how about yours?
This is kind of like not like super OP, but like I'm looking forward to like building some of like the human teams in PvP because like if you didn't have Kingbroom, you would have a really good human team. Because like Coin Shop Slater would be one, but like the unit I really liked using was Red Hauser. Because he's super good for like a lot of things, not necessarily like raids as per se, because he's more of an AOE unit. But his like for PvP, you could run him Green Gill Thunder for the 60% attack buff. Because ungeared PvP units like Hauser are super good because they don't really have like the scaling from armor, so like everyone's on an even playing field when it comes to like how their attacks deal damage.
Mm-hmm.
And Hauser also like just does really cool things, like he increases penetration rate, increases critical chance, and then also ranks down enemy skills, so it kind of has that same biz going on that Galder's ultimate can do as well. Like him, Blue Slater for like raw damage, and then Green Gill Thunder was like one of my go-to units whenever I was whenever I had to go on the free-to-play side for a very long while. Because that 60% attack buff, it takes you places.
Exactly. How about, have you ever considered using the red Arthur?
Red Arthur? I didn't know about it. Like, at that time that Red Arthur came out, I didn't know really much about Escanol.
well, Arthur came out before.
Yeah,
Escanor.
He came out with Galland, if I remember right.
Yeah, Gallant.
Oh my god, that was like basically anti-Arthur the unit.
Yep.
Let me see what this Red Arthur does.
Yeah.
Oh, Seal's recovery. That's pretty good. Or Seal's recovery skills. That's pretty good. Cleanses
But
buffs and
but it's more so for his passive for PvP, just getting that raw extra HP
oh
and that and if I remember correctly, HP related stats. That's also regeneration in how much they get healed by
yeah
recovery rate.
yeah the recovery rate and stuff like that.
So it really makes it really good.
Yeah, I can see why this guy would be really good. I might actually try to go for him whenever that banner comes out. Plus, he's going to be one of those staple characters you run along with Big Daddy Escanor himself. Oh, dude.
Indeed.
Like, whenever he comes out, that's going to be like one hell of a summon to do with someone.
Indeed. And plus he comes out with the I believe the Blue Elizabeth, I believe.
The Blue
It's not,
Elizabeth?
yes, I believe that's the one I'm talking about here. Let me check real quick. But because I know his banner, both him and I believe it was the New Year's Elizabeth.
You're talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Goddess Elizabeth one?
Yeah, basically, it's a really good banner, like to summon on. I know in some time when Global gets released, around the half a year mark, there's gonna be a collab, not a collab. Well, yes, but no, there's gonna be a special Elizabeth banner. That's gonna be the first step up banner that this game's gonna
Oh,
have,
yeah, I remember that banner. I got
and
absolute dick from it, though.
yeah, same here. But it's like all the Elizabeth units are really solid. Like for if you're looking for a really good healer,
Yeah,
um,
like Green Elizabeth was one of my like units that helped me get through the harder difficulty stuff whenever I was like super noob. I was just like,
yeah.
oh, so good.
But like if you don't have her, the free to play Red Elizabeth that you get from the story. She is pretty solid as a healer, like because of her passive. The crisis basically heals all allies 10% of their maximum HP at the beginning of the next turn when they take damage. So pretty good, like good healer. It just the stats are not amazing because it's SR based.
Yeah,
But
but then there's units like the Red Elizhawk. Oh,
yep,
they're so good, like for stuff like Red Demon, where you're basically just keeping the boss like stunned the entire time, and then Hawk can just stack up so much damage. And for an SR, the Ultimate's modifier is stupid good.
and you can get it to max upgrade really fast
Yeah, there
because
was
it's
a
SR based.
there was a really funny like build I tried out once where it was with the Red Gill Thunder. You know, the guy that he could taunt. Like I would like debuff the team, like the enemy team, to where like they were frozen or petrified or something like that. Like basically just like guarantee that the Red Elizabeth and Hawk wouldn't get hit, and I would just nuke the enemy team with them. It was
It's
just
a pretty
really funny to
solid strat.
watch. Yeah, it was really fun to watch. Red Gill Thunder might be somebody I'm looking forward to, but for like maybe like free to play guides that I might do later on, Green Gill Thunder might be one of my more commonly used units. But it's just really fun. Like another thing I really liked about this game, like you don't need SSRs to win. Like you could use stuff like Red Elizabeth and Hawk. You could use Green Gill Thunder. You could use like I mean the SSR you get like Story King, but he's a free unit. You can get him just by playing the story, and he's top tier. He's so damn good. And I just really like that they like give out these options that we can use.
Indeed, you want to explain why Blue King's really good?
Oh, don't mind if I do, baby. the his first skill, the Petrify skill, like, at rank 2 it'll start petrifying, but and at rank 3 it petrifies for 2 turns, but it also deals a decent amount of damage too. His second skill is like he's like basically a support unit slash he can kind of be a damage unit, not necessarily as much as someone like Green Meliodas or somebody like that, but his second skill cleanses debuffs. Rank 2, it heals 30% of missing HP, so like you don't have to worry about, oh, this healing scales off of attack, this healing scales off of defense or something like that. This is just, oh hey, you're missing this amount of HP, got it back. And his final skill is pretty good too, because you can ignore patience rate and stuff like that. And plus, pretty good fate combo with the die-ins that you get through story. Like, he's just overall, like, a fantastic unit. You use him in PvP with Halgrim to make the legendary King Broom duo. You can use him in Red Demon to have that Petrifier. And then if you're lucky enough to pull Red Merlin, you could also combo that and that. Like, oh, hey, I can't Petrify with King this turn. I can stun with Merlin. It's just... He's a story unit, but they make him so damn good. It's... it's really dumb.
See, I like him because he's good for Red Demon, but for Gray Demon, which is the next tier,
Yeah.
there's a Green King that's really good for it.
Oh, yeah, that's
really?
the Coin Shop King, right?
No.
Or is that another
Coin
king
Shop...
that I'm thinking about?
No, this is just a normal gacha king you can get from the gacha. He's actually one of the few units you can actually get from your starting unit, which we'll talk about later. But
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
yeah, so it's basically the one that's laying on his
Yeah.
on his
Yeah, I have him up
thing.
right
Yeah.
now.
So what makes him really good is like his passive. He just basically, if you don't use your ultimate in the Great Demon fight, which is like more of the time you kind of like depending on how much you have him upgraded, because Great Demon's basically a damage race.
Yeah.
Because you can't really do the cheese with Red Demon with him. He just stops that. So what it comes down to, you want to use his first skill just to do crit damage, and his
passive
helps
will stack
increase
up that crit chance.
by up to 50%. So, and then you look at his natural crit rate is 30, so that's going to be coming up to an 80%. So you're going to be critting most of the time if you have 5 stacks of your ultimate, and you're just going to want to use your Gauthers to upgrade him to 2 or 3 star rank, and you just want to rush him down.
Yeah. Didn't they also use an Ignite strat for Grey Demon, if I remember right?
Yeah, so you can also ignite him with the red Meliodas you can get from the coin shop, the rainbow coins.
Yeah.
Because it's just because in the early game, or early off in the game's life cycle, I should say, the red coin shop Meliodas is, I believe, one of the most damaging units in the game, just because of how the ignite mechanic works.
Yeah. Not to
It's
mention,
just
like,
basically
you could build a good Ignite team with other units. Like, one that I commonly used and saw used was the SR Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's good. He's also good on human teams, so you can combo him with Hauser, and you can have AoE damage skills that like deal a bunch of more damage just because you have those Ignite stacks going on. Like, Ignite's such a broken mechanic at the beginning.
Yeah, it really goes unchecked
Yeah.
but yeah, and then like there's also units like there's a lot of kings who can prevent that, so like you won't be really seeing that in PvP, especially if they have like one of the more higher tier healers, because most of them just have cleanse and they just like remove that from completely.
Yeah,
It's just
that's one of those things that you like, but also have to dislike because you know you're gonna have to go against it eventually.
indeed.
But 'tis the life of a gacha game.
Mm-hmm.
But
See here.
What are your thoughts on the slime units? Because like I know I started the game right whenever the slime crossover came out on the JP side because I saw Millum and I was just like, she has them assets. I was just like, gotta get her.
See here. Oh,
No,
so
no,
for
no,
the
go ahead.
slime units, I mean they're pretty alright. Like Milum is arguably the best one of all of them.
Yeah, I
But
noticed
like,
that Rimaru and the other guy fell down pretty hard.
yeah, but I don't know if we will get this collab, which I really do hope, because it's just a lot of free stuff that we can use.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this
Like
game, there's a
those
go
Lilia
ahead.
tokens, like for free coin shop.
Exactly. So there is a free SSR that you will get just from doing the event and logging in. And every time you get a dupe of a unit, you get a coin corresponding to that unit's like rarity. So all SRs give you rainbow, SR is gold, and the rare is silver. And you can buy units with them. And you really don't really want to use this Lilia at all. It's just not
She's just
like
kind of there.
you get other units that can just do what she does but better. So you just use those and just exponentially get your like Galther or Red Meliodas or
Or Green
Bond.
Bond. Green Bond is someone who was really awesome. I didn't get a chance to grab him, but I think he was the next one I was going to grab after I grabbed Gather. Like, once I grabbed Gather, the game was just like, oh, this is easy.
Indeed. But yeah, just because here's some tips for the coin shop when I'm on the topic real quick.
Yeah.
Just for free to play players, don't buy any of the tickets like the SR or SSR tickets. It's just not worth it.
I will personally come to your house, look at you in the eyes, hug you, and then correct you on your mistake. Because that is not okay.
Because you're just better off buying buying either the units or like if you're a whale and
You really don't
I just
care.
recommend just buy. Yeah, so well if you're a whale, I would more so recommend getting like the items that let you refresh the dungeons.
Yeah,
Because
and a stamina potion. Well, stamina potions maybe not as much because you kind of get those every day.
mm-hmm, where more so you want to do that because some of the awakening materials in this game are very scarce. I won't lie. So you want to kind of pick and choose what kind of units you want to build. But
Yeah,
I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. But so for the free to play Rumiru, pretty solid. If you don't want to build up your red Elizabeth, you can just use this for your healer. But forewarn, in the story, you're gonna be having to use each of the like some of the units that actually are in like the story at that time. Because like, so let's say a little bit towards the middle of the story, you're gonna be having to use a Meliodas. The game doesn't care which Meliodas you use.
yeah. As long as
Just
it's
need to
just a
use.
Meliodas.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes you want to preemptively build up one of the better units on there.
Oh,
So just
the that remember that demon like whenever they introduced the Galtherin story, and they gave you
mhm.
like a kind of not really good Galther.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, that was so
That
ugh. That was so
the
nasty.
that fight was pretty annoying.
Like I didn't even get to complete it until I randomly summoned the green Meliodas, and he just made my life so much easier.
Yeah, that green Meliodas that's in his armor,
Yeah, the
like
tutorial one.
yeah, you just kind of want to summon for him. In my opinion, he's just overall pretty good.
Yeah, he's one of the
Just
better rerolls. Like if you're gonna be like rerolling on the game, and for your tutorial summon, he's one of the good ones. King, I think that king that you're talking about, I would say is a pretty good one too.
mhm.
But I would prefer Meliodas just because he's effective, but he gets even more effective as the fight drags on. Like you're at low HP, and they think they're gonna get the slip on you. Full counter! You just shred
Exactly.
them. Ugh, I loved using that guy.
So for the Millium, um, she is really good only because like she gets so much crit damage, and plus her natural crit damage rate is like see here.
It was 80%
It's
if I remember right.
no, it's 120%.
What?
So yeah,
Ugh,
her natural crit rate is 80%.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. Plus her and her passive the crit damage increases 8% for each skill used, up to 10%. So just 80% extra if you drag out that long.
Yeah,
It's
and
it
if your enemy has a built-up ult gauge and you pop your ult, oh, you're gonna be doing big PP numbers.
Yeah, because she's like one of the only units in the game that's detonation, which well, I mean
Wasn't
that's
it
her
Ruin
ult.
or Damnation?
No, detonation is her like it's like I think she's the only one who has it. Basically, it's additional 15% overall damage per ultimate gauge point the unit has. So that can be up to like I believe it's 75% extra damage. It's just really it's just a lot of damage.
Yeah, I might summon for her when she comes out. I might not. Just depends on how my gem economy is going.
hmm
And
But
like depending on
like
how lucky I am in general and getting certain units that I want.
but even if you don't go for the unit,
It's not
I
gonna kill you.
believe I believe you get a. I think if you do the missions, you get a ticket. You can get tickets to summon on a banner with the slime units. Like that time I got reincarnated slime
Yeah.
units, and you have a chance to get her. And I think you also can. I think there's a rainbow ticket you can also get. I don't know if that one was in a bundle or you can actually just get it from like doing all the missions, but
It might
it's
have
something
been
to
in a
look out for.
bundle, but yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to. That crossover was very, very nice in terms of getting really good materials. Like I remember I got a few raid horns even before I could do raids. And I was just like, big brain.
Raid. See here. Um, See some more mechanics in the game though. If I want to like kind of steer off topic,
Yeah.
um, so there is a lot of the mechanics will be introduced to you early on, like food and gifts, like building friendship with your units. It's just you just get free stuff from it. I don't believe there's any actual in-game stats that will affect them,
Yeah, it's
but
just
you
like
would,
small percentage stats if you equip that accessory or like stuff onto that unit.
yeah, because accessories in this game they give you buffs, and I kind of don't like that, but I mean it's a gotcha game. What do you expect?
But it's not like anything that's gonna like be life or death on your unit. Like you don't have to have these accessories. Like
It's just
it
nice.
helps. It helps, and it also makes your units look nice and pretty.
hmm And there's also food where food will. There's multiple uses for food, but food you can get into units and raise their friendship level. Before you do certain missions, food will give you an extra effects like increased experience, more gold, more attack defense. You name it. There's pretty much food for everything, and
Yeah.
you get in the story. You would have to there's gonna be a little tutorial showing you how to like cook, and once you got Bond, that's when you really want to start cooking because
Oh yeah, because he gives you
uh,
the extra ingredient that you need to like make those really good, nice end game dishes.
and it's not required, but it's good. It's nice to have them,
Like if you're
and
gonna
plus,
be like going sweat lord on PvP, that's when I would probably say it's required that you do cooking because it's gonna give you those stats that are gonna give you that competitive edge over your opponents.
and then there's just gifts that's also just increasing their friendship.
E. It's also good to get those nice little tidbits. I remember I got a I think it was one of Gowther's accessories, and I was just like, it made me die a little on the inside of happiness because it's just like, my Gowther looks this much prettier now. This boy looking all pretty.
Yeah, for a gacha game, this game has a lot of customization, and I really like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I really liked about it. The only thing that like kind of stopped me playing it was just like keeping up with all the like the translations and stuff like that. I mean, the game was pretty good on being autopilot for moving by itself because like it would basically like if you didn't know where to go, it would kind of guide you in the right direction. But there was some parts where I was stuck in towns where I didn't know I needed to like buy this certain item or do this certain mission or do this certain thing, and then I had to like look it up, do jank Google Translate stuff. But it's
Yes, the
definitely
Google
going to be a
Translate.
whole lot easier now that it's going to be like in English or a language that's not Japanese for someone who needs that certain language.
Oh yeah, to all of you guys who are watching this, currently the game is able to be pre-registered on the Google Play Store. I recommend going there and just pre-registering so you know when the game comes out because there will be login bonuses
Yeah,
and extra bonuses if you pre-registered.
I'm gonna put a link to that pre-register. I'm gonna put a link to that site to where you guys can go and pre-register it for on the Google Play Store or iTunes Store or wherever you're gonna be playing it on, whether it be your toaster or something. But like, I'm gonna put a link down there in the description where you're gonna be able to go and do that because we're gonna be doing these little episodes and talking about the game before it launches, and then we're gonna make actual content when it launches.
Indeed.
So we just wanted to make this neat little podcast to like talk about different stuff that we're going to be looking forward to and some stuff that we feel like we should talk about. But
Indeed.
that actually brings us to the end of today's episode. So if you liked what you heard and stuff that we talked about, go ahead and mosey on over and hit that like button. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button. And while you're there, hit the bell. And make sure you hit all notifications because YouTube sucks ass. And
Oh no.
I'm going to throw a ballpark question of the video. What is a unit that you are looking forward to? Looking forward to being in the game. You can go ahead and post that in the comments below. Even more contribution. You are now a part of the podcast. What the fuck is this? I'm going off topic here. Anyway, you guys have a good rest of your day, night, place, whatevers. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Later.
Oh, fuck you, Alex.